Ooh, classy. Sketchy Logic presents a game based on the illustrations of J.J. Granville and the music of Camille Saint-Saëns. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Ported by Vertical Reach. Look at that. It's Aviary Attorney Definitive Edition. What's extras? Medals. Unlock stuff by playing the video game. It's fine. Options? Is there anything? No. I'll blast that text speed though. System. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so the language, system language, fair enough. We're good. Alright, why don't we go ahead and do a new game? This is gorgeous. January 1st, 1848. The Chateau Crinier of Baron Roiguel. I'm not good at this. My god. Is that Monsieur Grenouille? Oh, mon dieu. Damn, Cataline, or Dame Cataline, what have you done? Act 1. A cat with claws. This is amazing. It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Sparrowson? Well, 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 look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird, Falcon? Ugh, too early for worms. Past the Cabernet Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson, you may have the honors. Alright. Ahem. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Cataline, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. Do you think it's Cataline or Cataline? She is being held at La Conciergerie prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Seigneur Perthoir Demeo of the Demeo estate. Well, this is quite something. I know, your first serious client in months. Not just that. The Demeo estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Cataline, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. God, it is so off-putting that these birds have human hands. Wow, so I suppose you intend on defending Dame Cataline in court. Oh, Catarine, yeah, perhaps. Of course, yeah. Yeah, we should probably do it. Of course, it would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Alright. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We're going to find our kitty client at La Conciergerie. Excellent. My derriere is getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Seigneur Demeo's letter first. One moment, Falcon. Perthoir's letter has been added to your evidence folder. Can I look at it now? I can. Okay. You may access the evidence folder at any time by pressing the X button while the suitcase symbol is highlighted. Ah, nearly forgot my wallet. I wouldn't want to lose that. Again, I recall you losing it at the New Year's party. And at Christmas. Yes, alright, no need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by pressing the X button while the wallet symbol is highlighted. But how do I highlight it? Okay, you could change which symbol is highlighted by pressing the L button and R button to move left or right. 20 francs. That's right, this is pre-Euro, baby. Let's make a move. Welcome to the map screen, January 3rd, Monday. From here, you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or a location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. A sign on the door reads the Aviary Attorney Offices. No cases big or too small, no junk mail. And then La Conciergerie. For centuries, the infamous Conciergerie prison has detained the accused and the condemned alike. Alright, fair enough. Guess we have to go there. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the Conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the Conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable. The cells are spotless. The guards are well-mannered. What do you want? Quark. Good day, monsieur. I'm here to see Dame Cataline Demiao. I am due to represent her in court. Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, fine, follow me. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up. There she is. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Cataline Demiao, I presume? You've arrived. The fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petite assistant, Sparrowson. Milady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me that he would only hire the best lawyers in town. I'm flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the address directory. Oh. You see, Falcon, I told you listing under Aviary Attorney would pay off. Let's get down to business. Dame Cataline, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know? What happened on the night of the murder? Who was there that evening? Did you see anything suspicious? I don't know if I get the chance to go through all of the... I think I might, actually. What happened on the night? What exactly happened on the night of the murder? Ooh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Crinière, the home of great Baron Roguel. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the three of them own a railway company together, so all through dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with the camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. Sorry, man with the what took your what? Camera! It's a very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints your picture very fast. What is this, Terry Pratchett? In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Pshaw, let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Camera has been added to your evidence folder. Yeah, there it is. A photographer named Robitio attended the banquet. Please continue, Dame Cataline. So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenouille. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur. It must have been terrifying. It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon? Yeah, who was there? Dame Cataline, who attended the banquet that evening? Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Roguel, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid... Colleen, I think she was called? Of course there was Monsieur Grenouille, well, until, you know, he died. And there was Monsieur Repito de Robinho, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Did you see anything suspicious? Suspicious? Like, maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon. Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you are looking for an easy answer. Yeah, And yeah, Winterburn, we should ask if she did it. Before we go through the court case, I need to know, did you actually do it? Oh no, the cat's out of the bag. You got me. I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal, the food was delicious, the conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary, until the incident. I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did? Dame Cataline, you said the food was delicious. But you didn't say what food it was! Do I care? You and your damn stomach. Let me see. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Okay, honestly, is this a joke? I know red herring is a real thing. Is this a joke? Like, we don't need to pursue the food because it's red herring? Garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak, served perfect, bloody rare. Glorious! Falcon, write this down. What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it all down, please, for me. Fine, fine. Red herring has been added to evidence. Come on, dude. Bloody rare steak has been added. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. No cutlery. Even for the steak. Nope, you would think that the great Baron of Chateau Criniere would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen. Was that the murder weapon? That is a little peculiar. Was there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon? No, I think that will be all. So what's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Criniere and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves. And we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Robitio de Robinho. 2 days for 2 tasks. Seems doable. But we should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go. You do believe my story, don't you? Yeah, no cutlery excuses blood on everyone's hands. That's a good point. I believe you. I believe in justice. Chat, what should I say for this one? I believe you versus I believe in justice. Also red herring. This is a red herring. Steak. Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak at the banquet. Got it. We're really leaning into justice. Alright. I believe in justice. I believe that a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. That's good to hear? You're not wrong, Falcon, but that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a, how to put it, fils de pute. If serving justice makes me a fils de pute, then I'll wear that title proudly. Dame Cataline, Monsieur Grenouille, Baron Rogiel, these names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a face book so that I can keep track of who everyone is. Ho 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 ho! Ho ho ho! A what? A face book. It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Sparrowson has started compiling a face book. Wow, he sure has. Oh, wow. Thank you, Winterburn. Fils de pute, son of a bitch. I should have guessed that, like puta. Fair enough. Oh, whoops. Awesome. So, the aviary attorney himself, J.J. Falcon. This one's for J.J. Sparrowson, his suave and courageous lackey. What a handsome fellow. That's great, because he's the one who made this book. Pertois de Meaux, the wealthy father of Dame Cataline. He hired us to defend her in court. Quark, an ill-mannered jailkeeper, seems to feel disgust for criminals and animals in general. Cataline herself, the elegant bourgeois daughter of Seigneur Pertois de Meaux, she has been accused of murdering Monsieur Grenouille. And then there's Grenouille, the froggy businessman who was found murdered at Chateau Criniere, a colleague of Pertois and Rogiel. Is it just the 3? Or just the 9? Nope! Okay, we got 36 people to worry about. Eventually. You can access a list of people you have met at any time by pressing the X button while the book symbol is highlighted. J.J. Falcon, the J's stand for justice. Let's make a move. A new day. January 4th, Tuesday. The game saves automatically at the start of each new day. Thanks, I was wondering about that. But you can also save and quit by selecting Save and Quit from the pause menu. You can access pause by pressing plus. For century... Oh, yeah, we've gotten that. Oh, yeah. Okay, awesome. So there's the studio, there's the chateau, there's the offices, the home of the photographer, the chateau, an impressive manor house with an immaculate garden. Do you think it matters? I'll go to the chateau. Oh, Crinier appears to mean Maine. Yeah, apparently this game is swimming in puns. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Crinier. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows. Oh. What? Sultan? Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving, see? Gambade? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change? You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will you do? Okay, chat. What should I do with this? Nothing, 1 franc, or 10 francs? Do we have a preference? Yeah, I did not take French, so all these names and terms are a little outside my scope. I took Spanish instead. Alright, I see a push for a single franc. Give 10, what could go wrong? Oof, what can a franc buy? I don't know, man. It's the 1840s. Maybe more than you think. So does anyone want to break the division? They did ask for spare change. So I guess we're leaning toward 1 franc. We're going to play it part way. Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many thanks to you, messieurs. That was pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson, we've got business to attend to. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Crinier. Whoa, look at this place. Baron Rogiel must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the Seine. Is he here right now? Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. Nah, there you go. But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron! We'd like a word! How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. Oh, Sautan and Gambad are jump and frolic? On the nose. Thank you for the information. Oh my god. Wow. Did I hear my name? Great Baron Rogiel, property owner extraordinaire, at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? Okay, chat. Policemen or attorneys? Do we care? We are attorneys, but do you want to play with this or play it straight with the Baron, who is so posh? It's ridiculous. Be honest, fair enough. We're here for and represent the truth. We did say justice. We did say justice. I'm not going to be a jerk. Attorney impersonating an officer is illegal? I know! I saw it in Yakuza. Kiryu called a guy out, and then beat his ass. Alright, we're attorneys. We'll be nice. Not quite. I am Private Attorney J.J. Falcon, and this is my associate, Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? You know, you aren't the first to have passed through here today. Oh? Yes, this jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning, asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. Oh, Rarguel isn't a thing, but Ranguel is a French neighborhood? Interesting. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps. I have a hunch we'll be seeing him at the trial. Get it? Because he's a rabbit? A friend of yours? Something like that. So what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenouille, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Of course. Such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you messieurs will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest. You will find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third door to the right. That would be where we gathered for our group photograph prior to the amazing, unfortunate incident. He really took his sweet time with that one. Oh, can we see the finished photograph? I'm afraid not. It is to my understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. Yeah, not wrong. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you are done with your investigations. So, where shall we go first? Oh, this is awesome. These drawings are freaking impeccable. We'll do the garden. Dame Catiline said that she found Monsieur Grenouille on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon, do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. It's not a bad suggestion. It wouldn't be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. I mean, I know there are probably stories like this, but this makes me think of Sherlock Holmes, even though he was English, where he's like, Scotland Yard, man. They're only okay at their job. In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery of the room. You can move the pointer using the left stick. Press A while it's over an item of interest, and Falcon will examine it in closer detail. When you have had enough, or when you find nothing else to examine, hold the B button down for a few seconds to leave investigation mode. Awesome. Okay, so the fountain itself highlights, it's like blatantly part of the dead center, the whole thing. This fountain is finely crafted. It's solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That'd be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. Dude. You're a bird. Although you do have human hands. So I don't know. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wade in to take a closer look, just to be sure. Yeah, Google doesn't have any quick info on the effectiveness of the Parisian police. Do you think Arsène Lupin mentions anything about that? I know he's a thief, not a detective, but... Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologize, I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way! If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I am a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around a fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep. I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and you go for a swim. So, what'll it be? Heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squiggles? Hey chat, what am I doing? Heads or tails? I don't know how much this matters. And I don't know if it's the illusion of choice like in Shenmue 2, which was amazing. But hey, I don't know this game, so what are we doing? Heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squiggles? Yeah, people are leaning heavily toward tails. Okay. Plant squiggles. It's called a wreath, Sparrowson. Sure, I'll bet on the plant squiggles. Here I go. It's heads. Should have gone with old Emperor Falcon. Gah, fine. Hold my shoes. Falcon really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip. Hey! Shenmue 2! I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost, but not quite. Yep, almost. Ah, you're back. Had a good swim? No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But that said, though, falcons, they dive and get things in the water. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. What is this? It's brown and sticky, and it smells weird. Don't tell me that you picked up a very wet cigar butt. Possibly belonging to Baron Rogel? Correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house, after all. I'll stash it in the evidence folder just in case. Cigar butt has been added to your evidence folder. Is there anything else we need to do here? Well, hold on. Let me check a look at stuff. A cigar was found at the bottom of the fountain, and it could only be reached with a little waiting. Okay. Oh. Well. We're missing a person in the middle, huh? Saw Tenengambe, a mother and her bouncy daughter who begged us for money outside. The Baron, the great lion of Chateau Crenier, are reputedly ruthless businessmen. That's all we have for now. Very well. Oh. A finely crafted horse statue. The mane almost looks lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No. No, I would not. Oh. Alright. Dried blood on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Grenouille died. Do you see any bloody footprints? Ooh, or maybe a name scrawled in blood, written with the frog's last breath? Not sure if Danganronpa reference? Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate that the body was moved or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grenouille was attacked and killed on the staircase. And yeah, to be fair, yeah, Dragon swimming and wading is probably different from diving and leaving. Okay. I think... Oh, well... Another beautifully made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Oh. That's unfortunate. Yep. Eventually realized it was just filling up on hors d'oeuvres. Ugh. Terrible. Wow. The game didn't even leave it to me to groan at the horse joke. A horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar and the barkeep says, "Why the long face?" Yes, you've all heard that one. What? No, the barkeep says, "You gotta stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Baron Rogel certainly likes his horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Baby should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Okay. Oh cool, once you investigate something, it's just gone. You can't double investigate. I appreciate that. It looks like we're done here. Sparrowson is one of us. Yes, some puns only work if you're reading it. Yep. Alright, see ya. I think we're done here. Good call. But are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. Don't push your luck. Okay, that's the garden. How about the lounge? Whoa, giraffe? Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken. Psst! Hey, Falcon, did you see that? See what? That housemaid totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it. Excuse me, mademoiselle. Ah, Colleen, Yes? Are you two policemen? No, we're private attorneys. My name is J.J. Falcon. And I'm Sparrowson. Oh, how rude of me. My name is Colleen Duhout. So, what can I help you, Messieurs, with today? Well, you could get in frame. We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. That's amazing. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask? I'll do the photograph. Is this where the photograph was taken? We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room? Oh, yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see, the cameraman was standing just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. And where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock. I know, the painting on it totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands. Oh, that clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Rogel just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. It's a peculiar detail, though. I'll make a note of it. Missing clock hands have been added to your evidence folder. See, this is interesting. The hands have been added to my evidence folder, but I don't have the hands. The note, missing clock hands, has been added. So what am I adding? The hands, or the fact that there are missing hands? In any case, it has no hands. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Is there something we should know? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers. Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Pressure her or ease off. Interesting. I'm gonna ease off. It's a minute detail. Nice. Minute detail. Only in type can you get away with that, Ledger. Ease off. We completely understand, mademoiselle. If anything comes to mind, please don't hesitate to let us know. I'll keep it in mind. Was there something else you wanted to ask? No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help. It's no problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams, and... well, never mind, I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have a much larger crime to worry about. Although, I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else? Silverware, perhaps? You know about that? Well, not until just now. Yeah, I suppose that was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. So that's interesting. So chat, you've already pointed out that bloody rare steak with no silverware will justify literal blood on people's hands, but this wasn't a setup for the murder. She was just pocketing the silverware. Unless she's the murderer, and it was deliberate, I don't know. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me. That's one mystery solved, at least. Missing silverware has been added to your evidence folder. See, now, well, silverware is a singular, so yeah, has checks out. Colleen, the housemaid of Chateau Clinière, has confessed to stealing silverware from the household. We did it, everybody, we did it! Yeah, stealing silverware only works if you don't steal all the silverware. I would appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind, and I would hate to break his trust. I see. So, where to next, Big Bird? The main hall, no doubt. Oh, by the way. There's the maid. A vertically enabled, wow, housemaid who works for Baron Rogel. She seems to have a mild case of kleptomania. In any case, the main hall. Did you messieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. We had a good look, thank you, Baron, but we actually have some questions for you. Please ask away. I have nothing to hide. I'm going to play it safe first. What happened on the night of the murder? Baron Rogel, I would like to ask about your activities on the night of the murder. Oh, am I in trouble? Not at all. Just spoilers, if I say we'll see, I'm gonna get kicked out. No, nothing like that. We're just gathering the full picture. I see. Well, let me think. The guests arrived at 5 o'clock, and we all sat down for dinner in this very hall at 6. That part went magnificently. The photographer arrived at 7 o'clock, but it wasn't until 7:30 that we had our picture taken. My housemaid discovered the crime scene soon after that. I see. Is there something else I can help you, messieurs, with? Alright, now chat, here's a question. Should I reveal the housemaid? I can just leave, and I don't know if this is necessary for the plot or how it might affect it or what. Should I call out the housemaid? I'll leave this one to you. All I know is I didn't want to accuse the Baron, because otherwise we just end the scene early. Ooh, I'm seeing a little division in chat. Interesting. If the tie persists, then I will break it myself. Don't get involved. Okay, it looks like we have broken this. Let's not get involved. We'll be leaving. I think that will be all, Baron. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure. Have a delightful day, messieurs. Yes, she might be playing us. She might be. Did you get all the information you needed, Falcon? I hope so. Don't worry. If everything goes wrong in the trial, we could always just wing it. Terrible. Just terrible. Let's head back to the office and get some rest. Boom. We're out of here. A new day, January 5th, Wednesday. Well, at this point, the place we haven't been to. The home of the photographer! So, this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. Ahem, the magnificent and marvelous artist, Messer Roberto de Rubino, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. Yeah, JJ doesn't like Sparrowson's bird puns, but he's so talented. I do like that one. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means that he's a pretentious bird brain. But in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? Chat, what should we do? Get in there or leave? We have a choice. Knock harder. I am kind of leaning that way myself. We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Yeah, everyone's saying knock. Nope, doesn't look like he's in, Falcon. We should break in. I'm YOLOing this. We should break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe. Mr. J.J. Falcon, I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down. Wait, just like that? Shouldn't we discuss this first? Damn. What in bird Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think you would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now we're here. We ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very... swanky? I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. Well, that's obvious. There's loads of stuff to look here. I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in this bottle is. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. I see a bourgeois tigress in profile. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow upon a horse. Oh, all of these. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps? It looks more like a stepladder to me. Wow! We're doing the Ace Attorney thing. Oh no, we're not getting into that old argument. That's amazing. A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, this must have been taken from Notre Dame Cathedral itself. Yeah, microfilm or microfiche. Oh, Bird Jesus is the name given to a Pidgey caught during Twitch Plays Pokemon. Don't think it's related though. Alright. A butterfly, or maybe a moth? It's difficult to tell in black and white. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Ugh, terrible. A lighthouse? No, wait, it's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge falcon. Okay. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. That reminds me, how illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering? Rifling through a person's belongings? Chat, what am I doing? It's cool, we're lawyers. A little illegal, very illegal. It's cool. We're lawyers, I know how this works. Everyone's saying it's cool. Alright. It's okay. A recently passed amendment allows for proportionate amounts of property damage in the pursuit of criminal evidence. I don't think that's correct, but your use of legal jargon makes me have faith in your credentials. It sounds like you're starting to learn the finer points of the French justice system, Sparrowson. Freaking brutal! A picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. Hey, Falcon, look! What? It's just an easel? No, look at what's on the easel! Oh. Oh wow, this must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, Dame Cataline, and I think that's Seigneur Pertois, Cataline's father. So what shall we do? Do we just take this? We should take it. We've come this far, we may as well borrow it. Studio photograph! Is there anything else we need to do here? I don't think so. Oh, hello. A chandelier! You should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. Okay. I think we're done here. Don't worry, it's fine. We're a falcon, not an ill eagle. Ugh. Who's worse, Sparrowson or my own chat? I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves. Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh, mon Dieu, what happened to my door? Chat? Tell the truth or lie? Oh, pertoir means nothing, but pertoir, P-E-R, means perch. Alright. Lie. You were walking out of his house. That's been broken into. Let open doors lie, don't tell him a dang thing. Alright. Some kids did it. Little weasel types. We saw them. Yeah, weasels. They were all like, let's break into this art guy's house. And we were like, no, weasels, you cannot do that because that would be illegal. And then they were like, we chased them off. That's the important thing. Well, thank you, I suppose. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Right, let's go. Wow, that was free. A new day, January 6th, Thursday. Unbefreaking-leavable. But wait, the Palais de Justice. The Palace of Justice houses the High Court, a place reserved for only the most serious of crimes. Y'all ready? Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you nervous, Falcon? Hey, chat. Are we nervous? Yes, no, or don't even respond. Yeah, the most serious of crimes are the most humorous of attorneys. Alright, I'm seeing a push for no. Nope. We've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers. See? Totally unruffled. Wow! Well, at least one of us is feeling confident. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me about how confident he was feeling about the case. Oh, wow, good thing I said that. Can you imagine? Falcon was sweating. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Oh my goodness. Judge Maxime, look at that beak. All right, settle down, everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Rupert Rabington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, darn, that's not it. Oh, gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it! Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? Pfft, no. He always scored the second worst marks in the class. What is Sparrowson the worst? I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his 2 rabbit's feet. Nice. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial on the bag. That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Oh, here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I like that he's got the top hat. Are the jury all present? Look at this! Look at this! There's an ostrich! All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Judge Cornell. Hey, Falcon! I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assesseurs, the associate judges. Everything seems to be order, so... Seems to be order? In order? So let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline Demiao. Oh, Cornell means crow. Appropriate. Thank you for the information. Also, we got the photo. It shows Colleen Cataline Pertois, sure. In addition, Rabitio de Rabinio, a delusional artist and photographer. Someone describe Rabitio with the H word. That's right. You know the one. What, hack? I don't know. Judge Maxime, one of the longest-serving judges in France, known for being attentive and even-handed. Rabington, a stuttering and jumpy prosecutor who bumbles through cases on nothing but sheer dumb luck. Okay. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valetti, to the witness stand. Inspector Valetti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. Oh, the Phoenix Wright method then? Yeah, flying by the seat of your pants. man. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear. To tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Monsieur? No, Inspector, please state your, name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Juste Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. What? My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping we would have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Then perhaps you could walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival? Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rogel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Cataline Demiao. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenouille with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case, in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloodied paws? Nobody told me that detail. I mean, but she did, though. It's just as Dragonnet said, everybody had bloodied paws. There was no silverware for the meal. Oh, 18 years is how long Valjean was in prison in Les Mis. I was wondering, based on that guy's name, like Valerti, what was his name? Like Javert in, Oh no, was Javert the guy who was running away? Who the hell was the guy who was chasing him? It's fine. Also, no, the Facebook. A grumpy war vet turned police inspector. This guy is as strict and law-abiding as they come. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. Oh, Valjean is the criminal, Javert was the policeman. Okay, thank you. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. And is he wearing, like, Javert's hat from the play? Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. So flavor text is fun, but be careful. Select a statement to question. So, housemaid, scene, sliced open corpse. We want blood on her paws. What's going on here? Inspector, you say Dame Cataline had blood on her paws? Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. Wow. Whose blood? Whose blood was it? Ha! What a question! It was Monsieur Grenouille's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Cataline's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Grenouille. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Grenouille? I do, because of what Dragonnet said at the beginning of the stream. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish time-wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? The bloody rare steak. On the evening of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Rabbington? Well, in a manner of, speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the, menu? Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't, answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing. What a twist. So, Inspector Valetti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now, hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Well... Oh, that is a good question. Or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws. The missing silverware? Dame Cataline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogerel residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happens, Baron Rogerel approached us about this very subject last night. Pretty convincing. What a twist again. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked those basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. God damn, dude. Heh. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Freaking brutal. Is this guy going to become the villain of the next game just for this? This is cold as ice. Fine. So be it. Messieurs, until next time. Wow. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready? Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robitio Robinho, the, photographer, who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robitio Robinho, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the, witness please introduce himself for the, court record? Huh. As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robitio Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste. Tu es un pipe. Wait a minute, it is a pipe? Wait a minute. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, La Branche, or Séchette. I can send you tweets if you'd like. Hey! What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Yes, your works are very, impressive, Monsieur Robinho, but let's get down to business. Could you please tell us your, activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rogerel to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening, I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rogerel and left. Like a true artist. And, with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy. Oh, good. We didn't steal the only one. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? Can you just, give me a second here? Yeah, wait. The daughter's in the middle of this photograph, the one that we stole. But the Baron's in the middle of this one, the one that he's presenting. Now the maid is in the photograph in both. But we have a completely different character dead center. And we would not have known this if we had not stolen the photo. So that's interesting. Now, we don't necessarily need to have stolen the photo, I think, to get this. But we'll see what's going on. There's something else. Even if we had not stolen the photo, we could have picked up on this. The clock in the photo has hands. That's another problem. In the middle, we see Baron Rogerel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Senor Pertois de Miao, the father of the defendant, Dame Cataline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen de Haut, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent for the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille, and the second is the defendant, Dame Cataline de Miao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Mr. Remington, this proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with a time set at 7:30. I think the Baron did say it was about that time, but even so, the clock has hands. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Valerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Hey, Falcon, that photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different to the one we borrowed from Rubinio's studio. I see it too. Our photograph shows Colleen de Haut, Dame Cataline, and Senor Pertois. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I see hands on that clock. Ours might be the real photo. But Monsieur Rubinio's photograph shows Baron Rogerel where Dame Cataline should be standing. If we assume that only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. You should just slam that evidence down. Be like, BAM! Inconsistency! This whole courtroom is out of order. Case closed. I can't do that. Well, I suppose you could be a little more delicate with your words. No, I mean I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained. If I were to present it, Monsieur Rubinio would ask how we acquired it, and the whole trial could derail. In a worst-case scenario, I could lose my legal license, and we would be arrested for theft. Oh, well, we don't want that. No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. Huh, it's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Well. Cross-examination. Yeah, I'm interested in the photograph, obviously. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I see a mistake in the photograph, clearly, right? Why is it in black and white? Because they're all in black and white. Just to clarify, Mr. Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, mister, the camera is perfect. Or it is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific? Certainly. Highlight the area of the photograph that you believe contains a mistake. Interesting. Okay, just press it. Okay, now I do it. So, presumably, the clock, right? The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it. Huh, well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the, key piece of evidence that implicates his clients? Don't give me that cocky tone, Mr. Abington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. Missing clock hands. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Criniere has no hands. It has no hands. The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rogel or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur de Rabenio, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process? An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Mr. Robinio, edited this photograph! Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Yeah, didn't they mention that they wanted to focus on the clock as the centerpiece? And yeah, Anthasius, good point. Yeah, I'm glad they address the fact that we stole evidence that's bad. Because, like, Ace Attorney, yeah, you could just do that. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Mr. Robinio created a perfect alibi. So do you think the Baron is guilty because he was the one who was added to the picture? I forgot who specifically selected the clock as the centerpiece, if it was the Baron or the photographer himself. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Mr. Robinio coerced? Bribed? Threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Mr. Robinio. Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenouille? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom? I dare not say. Mr. Robinio, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. Well, it's not the housemaid. It's the father, or it's the Baron, right? Unless there's someone else with claws we haven't met yet. His claws. Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinio, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the Ancien Regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Looking bad for the prosecution. What a twist! Intriguing. So the, clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Catalina's absence close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Mr. Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the, night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. Yeah, we have to dodge around this one because we know for a fact more was edited. It is possible that Dame Catalina was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Signor Pertois de Miao, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Pertois to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rurgel deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Remington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, mayhaps I should offer my opinion? Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good, and I trust that the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay, Baron Rurgel, on the night, the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Signor Pertois, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well, then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rurgel, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Oh boy. This guy's no joke. The garden. Baron, we saw the murder scene, your garden, for ourselves. What's with all the horses? That's great. What the hell is with all the horses? But no, when were you last there? When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold! Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I have been in my garden. Wet cig, baby! This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred! A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody, and... Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I could speak for myself. And this guy certainly did very conspicuously smoke right in front of us. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years, but naturally after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. You see, Falcon? That's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded, but as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron Rurgel, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine. Let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rougewell, murdered Monsieur Grenouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence. No, means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Mr. Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rougewell as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Mr. Rubinho confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous! I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous! And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then, he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor? Are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something! Object! Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence. His finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Signor Pertois de Miao, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Cataline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage! Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic! No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon? The utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp, I ought to gut you right here and now like a damned frog! Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man, to the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in a manner of, speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure that I understand the difference. Yeah, you ever watch To Kill a Mockingbird? We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Cataline Demiao, to be not guilty. Hooray! Yay! Not guilty! The freaking defense makes a counter-accusation. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it! Yeah, I suppose we didn't we? Oh yeah, I think To Kill a Mockingbird is frowned upon title in this world. You know, I didn't even think about that. Good point. We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. Hooray! You did it, Falcon! I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. It's like in The Simpsons. Garçon, get us your second least expensive bottle of champagne. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I very much liked the way you pinned the murderer on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh, wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know? Alright, I'll spell it out for you. I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. Oh my god! I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal. Just business, you understand? Business? To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. That's unreal! Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rogerel's cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest. Wow. So she threw herself under the bus to look innocent. That's unbelievable. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinho's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. Did we have the edited picture? Are both pictures edited? Did we have the edited one, where she was in it? My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over Baron Rogerel and to add hands to the clock. Wow. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. Wow, so we have the real clock and the fake person in the picture, and the picture with the real person in it has the fake clock. That's spectacular. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kitty like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Mr. Falcon. Or Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson. Falcon? What do we do now? Falcon? That's some opening. Your game has been saved. That's incredible. Act 1 complete. Damn. With Ace Attorney, they opened up with a freebie case where you're like, yeah, I'm a good lawyer. But man, we hit with a twist immediately in this game. That's great. Okay. Well, you know something, that's about perfect timing. So this is where I'm going to stop for now. Thank you very much for watching the stream, and have a wonderful night.